What's up, guys, and welcome back to another top X number of heroes that I want to see in a comic book video game. And today, of course, we're talking about Marvel's Avengers and the 5 heroes that I want to see included down the line. SquareEnix did confirm that they're going to be adding more superheroes as downloadable content, free of charge, apparently, so that's pretty cool. This video was actually inspired by Evan Falarca and Carlos Escobosa, who they made their own video on the top 5 heroes they want to see in Marvel's Avengers. So I thought I'd jump in the bandwagon and give you my top 5 heroes that I want to see in Marvel's Avengers. So here we go. At number 5, Quicksilver. I was a little hesitant about adding any X-Men characters to the list because Marvel and the X-Men have had such a weird relationship over the past decade with whole Marvel Studios and Fox weird thing going on, as far as affecting video games, even with Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, being absent of any X-Men characters. But now that that's over with and the X-Men are back with the Marvel family, they are in Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. So I figured, why not, continue that on and have at least one X-Men character in the Avengers game. And I think Quicksilver is a good pick because he's subtle, for the lack of a better term. Like, now that Spider-Man PS4 kind of blew the doors open for Marvel games, I'm hoping that down the line we'll get the official X-Men game. So I want to save, I thought about having Wolverine be the character to make an appearance in the Avengers. But I want to save those bigger characters like Wolverine, Cyclops, Jean Grey for the official X-Men game that we'll hopefully get someday. I think Quicksilver is, the more not as popular as those X-Men characters, but still recognizable enough that people will be excited for Quicksilver to be in the Avengers game. And he was in Avengers Age of Ultron, so there's that affiliation with him in the Avengers. And, not only that, but just his powers, I think, would be pretty cool. He would be totally different from the rest of the heroes that we have, being a speedster. So his traversal power alone would be different enough. We have characters that can fly and that have really good agility. So having a speedster on the team would be, would add some variety to the cast. So yeah, Quicksilver. Number 4, Namor, the Submariner. I'll be honest, this is a character I don't really know much about. I get most of my exposure to the more obscure characters of the Marvel Universe through video games, which is why I love Marvel Ultimate Alliance so much. He was in that game, not playable. I don't remember much about him. I don't think they went too deep into his origin in Marvel Ultimate Alliance. I don't think this guy has much exposure in video games in general, I off the top of my head, I can't think of any video games he's been in. Maybe he was in Captain America and the Avengers, that old arcade game. You know what? I think he might have been in that Spider-Man arcade game, the 4-player Spider-Man beat-em-up, where it had Spider-Man, obviously, Hawkeye was playable, Black Cat, and I want to say that Namor was also a playable character, or he might have been like a support character. It's that Spider-Man game where Venom is a boss fight and he turns like really huge for some reason. I know Chris Baker is a big fan of that game, so if you can confirm, or I'll look it up after the video, but I'm pretty sure he was in that game. But yeah, I don't really know much about the guy, and I would like to get to know him through the Avengers game. It sounds terrible to say, but to me, he's pretty much just Marvel's Aquaman. I don't know much about him. I'm assuming his powers are really similar to Aquaman. I'm going to look up his powers live. We're doing it live. Alright, here we go. Aquatic adaptation, superhuman strength, speed, agility, senses, reflexes, mild invulnerability, flight via tiny wings. The tiny wings on his ankles, I forgot about that. Apparently those things let him fly. I thought they were just kind of a cosmetic choice. That's pretty funny, trying to picture him flying with the little wings flapping on his ankles. Telepathic control over sea creatures. Okay, so very Aquaman-like. Longevity, Hydrokinesis. Okay, so water attacks, like splash enemies with water or throw big waves at enemies. That, I mean, that could look cool, you know, as an ultimate power, just kind of summon a huge tsunami or something. Um, Ability to copy the powers of oceanic life forms. Okay, so you can swim really fast and do stuff that fish can. Oh yeah, that's one thing I wanted to say is, so the game has regions. You know, what I'm assuming are the hub worlds that are tied to each character. So maybe with Thor, we'll get a place like Asgard as his region. I think it'd be cool that every time we get a new character, they will also come with a region. So with Namor, obviously, we'll get Atlantis and have some exclusive missions for him that take place in Atlantis, and some new enemy types, some new bosses, villains to fight. You might say, oh, but it's weird, like Atlantis is going to be a region, but it would be tied to Namor. So here's the thing, like I'm not exactly sure what the hell this game is yet. They're saying the main story is single player. I think that's been confirmed, that the main story will be single player and co-op missions will be separate. I don't know if you'll be able to go back and play missions as a separate character. So right now I'm picturing that each region is tied to a character. You know, those regions, all those missions are tied to a character. So with that assumption in my head, Atlantis will be a region that is tied to Namor. So it'll make sense that he can swim, you know, really fast and traverse naturally throughout Atlantis doing his missions and all that. Again, this is all messy and I'm just wildly speculating right now. So I don't know. It's probably too early to be making these kinds of videos, but whatever. But anyway, outside of his solo missions, I think just as a team member, he'll be pretty cool with his water abilities and all that. And, you know, just to kind of get him some more exposure in video games. So, yeah, Namor. Here's kind of a funny power for Namor. Marine life empathy. Hey, fish lives matter too. Number 3, Black Panther. This is one that I think is going to be a popular choice. It's just really obvious. I mean, Black Panther was a huge hit with the MCU. He was an awesome character. He got a lot of fans. So having him be part of the Avengers game to me is just, you know, it's a given. You can easily picture how he would play. You know, really fast, really agile, a lot of slashy moves, running on walls, pouncing on people. Yeah, I think this one is a given. I can almost guarantee that Black Panther will be one of the DLC characters added for the Avengers game. He's kind of another reason as to why I decided to go with Quicksilver rather than Wolverine as the X-Men character to make an appearance in this game. You know, Wolverine and Black Panther, two really different characters, but in terms of gameplay, I feel like they would play too similar. You know, they're two very slashy-based characters who are strong and agile. So I think I would give it to Black Panther. I think, you know, he really deserves to be in this game, and rather than Wolverine. So yeah, Black Panther. And again, if regions are gonna be, you know, things that are also added throughout the game's life, if Wakanda isn't already in part of the main game in Avengers, I think bringing Wakanda along with Black Panther would be cool. You know, have more missions, more enemy types, more villains, Killmonger, all those guys. So yeah, Black Panther. Number 2, Doctor Strange. I can't help but do this every time I say Doctor Strange. Yeah, another big hit with the MCU. Doctor Strange, such a cool character. I mean, just the nature of his powers, the spells, the abilities. I get like heavy MMO RPG vibes with this game. Again, even though we don't know what the hell it's gonna be, it might be a really cinematic, linear kind of thing. But in terms of the co-op missions, I'm assuming it's gonna be kind of like an MMO RPG thing. And I can easily picture Doctor Strange as being that support character. You know, lots of spells, healing spells, buffs, protective shields. You know, he can do a lot as as a team support character. Or not, you know, it all depends on how you customize him, I guess. You can have most of his magic spells be offensive types. So, you know, you can be defensive or offensive. And again, with the whole region thing, Doctor Strange, he can introduce the whole supernatural corner of the Marvel Universe. So having those, like, creepy sorcery type villains like Baron Mordo or Dormammu would be like a big baddie to take on as a team. So yeah, Doctor Strange. Number 1, the Silver Surfer. So I'm getting a little ambitious with this one. You know, the Silver Surfer is a huge character, you know, being part of the cosmic corner of the Marvel Universe. But I think he would just be really cool to play as, you know, just traversing with the surfboard and doing cosmic blasts here and there. I mean, I would imagine he would be an extremely OP character. But kind of even getting wilder with speculation. So I would have the Silver Surfer be kind of the end game to the Avengers game. Kind of be like the last piece of DLC that the game would get. And again, I'm getting kind of stupid here because I'm speculating about the ending and then the possible tease for the sequel before this one even comes out. So, as a lot of you know, when the Silver Surfer comes, Galactus follows. So I think it would be cool to have the Silver Surfer be this big final event for the Avengers game, where first the team has to fight the Silver Surfer, and then eventually, you know, we become allies with the Silver Surfer, and then, you know, he'll be part of the team. But the big tease for the Avengers game 2 would be Galactus, and he would be the big bad for the next Avengers game. Again, it's stupid speculating about the sequel for a game that it's not even close to coming out yet. But I mean, whatever. Just that's what we do here. We get wild. We speculate about games that don't even exist yet. But yeah. And I guess you can have a tease for the Fantastic Four as well. Yeah, we're getting crazy. I don't know. Silver Surfer. That's all I want for Marvel's Avengers. So yeah, those were my top 5 heroes that I want to see be added onto the roster for Marvel's Avengers. So Evan Falarka did his video, or is coming out with his video at the time of this recording. Carlos, you did your video. I guess it's comic book gamers YouTube guy's duty to come out with this video. So Josh, Chris, Baker, Xavier, I'll be looking out for your video for 5 heroes you want to see in an Avengers project or Marvel's Avengers. And let me know, you guys, my fellow friends, let me know what characters you want to see in Marvel's Avengers. Drop a comment down below. And as always, thanks for watching. Subscribe for more superhero video game related stuff. And see you guys next time.